Hello, friends. Sorry I'm a couple minutes late here. I was having some technical difficulties. So if you're catching me live, welcome in. And if you're watching the replay, thank you for stopping by my channel and seeing what I have for you today. I've got a pretty card using this set, the Queen Bee, and the coordinating dies. Now I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you might have guessed that. And I want to let you know this set is currently in the mini catalog. And let me just find it here. I'm not going to take up too much time with business stuff, but I did want to share about this in case you're interested in getting this set. So I'm just looking to see what page it's on, 26. All right, so here we go. The stamp set alone is $23. The bundle, if you want the stamp and die set, is $49.50. So you save 10%. Now what you need to know is that the dies are going away. I'm not sure why the dies are going away. But they are. But the stamp set, from my understanding, is going to carry over and maybe be an online only. I didn't see it in the new catalog, but they didn't have it on the retiring list. So, but it's still available to my knowledge now, and should be until hopefully it doesn't sell out, but the end of this month. So, and then there's one other thing I wanted to tell you. I'm using a little piece of, I'm going to get my parts and pieces here. I'm using a little piece of patterned paper from my stash. For this card, you kind of want with your patterned paper, you want something that has a darker finish to it. And I wanted something that had flowers. So this is a retired piece of paper. However, these papers here, the Ready to Ride papers, has this beautiful floral print right here. And so if you're looking for something that's similar, those papers. Now these, I didn't look these up ahead of time. I'm not sure if they are reduced, but these are retiring. If you haven't checked out the last chance sale yet, there's a lot of good things at a discount. Happy Easter weekend to you, Angela. Hi, Marianne. Thanks for joining me, you guys. Okay, so the stamps and dies are both called Queen Bee. And then I also, I went ahead and embossed my paper already, but I used this Time Worn Type 3D embossing folder. Now this one is carrying over. This is a really neat embossing folder. You won't be able to really see too much of it there, but it's just got this neat font, and it's very kind of vintage looking or distressed looking. All right, so you've already seen my little piece of paper there. If you think you might want to know how to make this card the way I'm making it, you might grab a paper and a pencil, something to write with just for measurements, but the measurements are super easy. It's not a fancy fold or anything, so pretty easy. Okay, so did I say I'm using Blushing Bride? I don't think so. Blushing Bride, this color is going away. So this color is retiring, and here is the piece that I embossed. And the card is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. This next layer is 4 by 5 1/4. And I am just going to pop it right onto the front of the card. Now, if you wanted to, you could take like the same color of ink and go over this a bit. I chose not to do that because I want my bee image to be the whole like focal point. So is anybody having an Easter egg hunt this weekend? I miss that. I miss having little kids around to do that with. Okay, so I've got that right there on the top of my card. And then this piece here, this would be the next size down layer, but then it's cut in half. So this piece measures, it should be 3 3/4. Let's just see here. Yep, 3 3/4 by 2.5. And then you're just going, when you put this layer on, you're just going to put it up with that same amount of space, you know, just your next layer is all that is. So my pattern paper actually comes from a retired Halloween set of papers from Stampin' Up. But it's floral and I thought it was pretty and it was just what I needed, so I went with it. Okay. And I didn't have those other ones that I showed you from the mini catalog. All right, so that gets glued flat down. I have a piece here for the inside. Okay, and then this is just for stamping my bee on. So the next layer here, you're going to need a piece the same color as your cardstock in that top layer. This one measures 3.5 by 2.5. So that's pretty easy. And then you're going to need a piece of black that measures just half of that. So it's going to be 2.5 by 1 3/4. Okay, so you're going to cover half of that up with your little black piece. So 2.5 by 1 3/4. And really, if you wanted to make that piece that I'm doing it for the middle bigger or smaller, you could do that too. You can make it to fit whatever stamp set you're using, you know, whatever your focal point is going to be on the front of your card. And Dawn Griffith made this card using the motorcycle set, and I thought it was really cute, so I had to do it and change it up with my stuff and use a different focal point. So you want this black piece to set on the opposite side of your card from your patterned paper, and that's why you want this one to be not have other colors. You want it to be have the black tones, if that makes sense. So now this piece is not going to go down flat, and I'm not quite done there yet. So from the stamp set, let me grab it so you can see this again. We've got this fun background stamp in here, and I've got it mounted up, so I am going to stamp that around on this piece. And this is just your next layer. So this piece measures 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. I always go down a quarter, typically a quarter of an inch in with my layers. Okay, so I'm inking this stamp up with basic gray, and I'm just going to do first and second generation, sometimes third generation, stamping around on this piece here to create my own background. Might help if I get up there where you can see better. Sorry about that. So wherever there's just an empty white space, you just fill it in. And there is my background. Okay, so we have that, and then I'm just going to take my tuxedo black here and a piece of sponge and distress around the edges. Just like that. Okay, now I can bring this back in. This is going to go on there. Making sure I've got my black over here on the right where I want it before I stick this down. Okay, now I'm going to pop that layer up. I got to go do a little shopping yesterday out of town, and I went to Hobby Lobby. I'll show you my what I got when I'm done here after we have our story time. Then I'll show you what I got. I got some really pretty ribbons. I don't have the bowl set that I got in here, but I got the cutest mixing bowl set, and I got it on sale on their, they do their spring sale. So it was $10 off, and it was only $14.99, and it's 4 bowls. They're like red, yellow, blue, and green, I think, are the colors. They're mixing bowls, and they have like a grip handle on one side and a pour spout on the other, and they're so cute. I just needed some smaller mixing bowls, and they were like perfect. Okay, so that is ready. Now I've just got a scrap piece of white here, and I'm going to bring in the Stamparatus, which is now gone. So if you've heard about the Stamparatus being retired, this thing, stamp positioner, it is because the person that makes Misty's, My Sweet Petunia, they have a patent on stamp positioners that have a hinge. So any stamp positioner that has a hinge, Tim Holtz had one out, and it's no longer on the market. They have sued the people that come out with the stamp positioner if it has a hinge. Now, while this has a hinge, the pieces come off, so you can move them around. You can have 2 attached at one time. You can move this up and down like this. So it was quite different, but that didn't matter. So They retired it and it sold out immediately. So the only way you'll be able to get one of these if you want them is on, if somebody's selling them, you know, selling theirs, or it's on eBay or something like that, I guess. Okay, so I have the bee on here, the queen bee herself, and I'm going to ink her up with some Versamark because I'm going to be heat embossing her. Oh, I want to go over my paper with my little powder. Hi, Gloria. All right, here we go. The magic of heat embossing. I always say that, but it is. It's magical. Okay. All right, while I have this out, I need to emboss one other thing. My poor black embossing powder's got flicks of glitter in it and little tiny pieces of paper slivers. But it still embosses just fine. All right, so also from the stamp set, I have the little crown mounted up here on a block, and I'm going to stamp and heat emboss it also, but with gold. So I will just stamp that there. I saw hair on there. Okay, let's see here. Hopefully that came out all right. It sure did. Cute, cute. I know, isn't she so cute? Gloria said she loves that bee. Okay, let me... Cute. All right. Now I need the dies. So in the dies, you get dies to cut out the things. There's some extra wings here that are kind of fun to do in vellum. In fact, I tried it out on this one, but because of how I'm doing this, I just didn't care for it on this one. There's a fun label in here. There's some honeycomb. There's extra bees that aren't in the stamps. There's 2 flowers and some leaf swag and leaves there. And there's a little heart. I don't think the heart's in the stamp set. Let me look. No. So like I said, if you want the dies, if you want them together, if you already have the stamp set and you want the dies, get them before they're gone. Hopefully they're not yet. If you want both of them together, get those right away and save 10% because the dies are being retired. Okay. So actually, before I cut this out, I'm going to go ahead and color my bee. So here's my paper, my card base and stuff again, and it is, like I said, I used Blushing Bride. We don't have the blends in the Blushing Bride, but we do have them in the Flirty Flamingo. So I am just going to use those for my pinks. And I'm just going to do the centers of the flowers with the dark Flirty Flamingo. Oopsie, that wasn't the center. Let me see if I can fix that. Not that anybody would really notice it too much, but I'll try to fix it. You kind of have to be careful when you're using alcohol markers with heat embossing because it sort of melts it. And I don't think I'm going to be able to fix that there, but I don't think that anybody would really notice it that much. That petal's going to be colored anyway. So let me go back and put the dark pink there. Okay. Yeah, so I just do it pretty gently. That's not a word. But you know what I'm saying. You don't want to rub too hard with your markers onto the heat embossing because the alcohol tends to melt it. And I'm not going to worry about coloring the leaves. They're just going to stay white because I just want this card to be the pink and the black to gray tones, so, and white. So I'm just being careful. And if you do notice black getting on the tip of your marker, just scrub it off a little bit. It'll come off. But that's why you want to just be gentle and don't scrub with your marker or press hard when you're coloring on heat embossed images. Ooh, she's going to be pretty in pink. I was busy making this card in other colors this morning, which I will show you. But I have to say, I do like pink and black together. It's a good combination, I think. Or pink and gray. Kind of like Good and Plenty. All right, so there is that. But I am going to take my darker one and just dab the middles again. There we go. Okay, now I will run this through and cut it out. Okay. I have to make sure I see the ends of the little feet, legs, whatever, in those polka dots, and I do. So I can tape that down. And let's get this lined up. Okay, I'll run this through my machine real quick. Be right back. Okay, now then, let me bring back my Stamparatus here real quick for the inside. Okay, so I have this pretty swag thing of flowers there that is from the stamp set, and I am just going to grab my Blushing Bride. Where is it? Here it is. I've moved my colors around because, you know, Stampin' Up's doing this whole color refresh thing, so I'm trying to be ready for when my new inks come. Don't want to lose my crown. Ooh, so pretty. Okay, I just am going to clean these stamps off here real quick so I can take them off of here and bring some words in. Okay, so we have birthday, beloved, queen, and happy. So I am going to do the happy birthday. I did queen bee on my other ones, but I thought I would do happy birthday on this one. Let's see, is that looking straight? I think it looks all right. And I'm going to do that with black. Oopsie, just made a big old mess. Even got it on my marker. I got it just everywhere. All right. All right, let's see. I might have to ink up the happy. Let me just put a little bit more on it now, see how it does. Okay, I'm going to do it one more time here. Happy birthday! All right, now we can put it all together. So there's the inside. Okay, this is funny. Somebody was saying if you have this bee, you don't even have to stamp the bee, just cut the die shape out with the die and put maybe out of a darker piece of paper. Well, it wouldn't even have to be dark really. And then put it on the inside of your lampshade. They were saying to do it for like an April Fool's joke. Put it on the inside of a lampshade, and then when the light comes on, it looks like this big giant flying bug shows through from the inside of the lampshade. They had a picture of somebody doing it. It was pretty funny. Because all you're seeing is the shape and shadow, you know, from it once the lamp is on, and you don't see it at all when the light was off. So I'm putting this down towards the bottom of this paper a little bit because I'm going to be putting this crown up there. So I need a little bit of glue. So you could do that with anything, like if you had a big spider image, or be kind of funny. Okay. And I'm just lining up the middle point of that crown with the center where the black and pink come together, so then I know that it's centered pretty well. All right, there you have it. Nope, not done yet. Because we have to have bling. All right, let me bring in the bling to see which blingity bling bling I want. I'm kind of thinking about these sequins. These are the pastel adhesive back sequins. Oh, that's pretty. So there's bigger ones on one sheet and smaller ones on the other. I'm going to do these. Let's see. Okay. Come on, that's not where I want it. Pretty. I love the pink. It's so girly. I only had boys. I thought that I would only have girls because out of my side of the family and my husband's side of the family, he's the only boy and has 3 sisters, and I have 3 sisters and no boys on my side. So I thought, oh, I'll never have a boy. And then I never had a girl. All right, you guys, there is that queen bee. So cute and pink. And then I did it in this color, which is crushed curry. And I put gold blingity bling on that one. And there it says birthday queen inside. And then I did it in one of our new in colors, Orchid Oasis, because you know, purple's kind of a royal color. And I did birthday queen in that one. And then I have it working in Poppy Parade, but this is all the further I got before it was time to come on and do the video. So I still have to do the inside and I still have to do my bee, but I'm loving these colors. So yeah, I hope you like this bee card, and if you love it, love it, love it, and want that set, be sure to check out and see if it's all still available. All right, it is story time. And then don't forget, I'm going to show you what I found at Hobby Lobby. So we read Auntie's skirts last time, which I loved. This one's called The Land of Counterpane. When I was sick and lay abed, I had 2 pillows at my head, and all my toys beside me lay to keep me happy all the day. And sometimes for an hour or so, I watched there's one of those words. My leaden soldiers go. Leaden. They were made out of lead. And sometimes for an hour or so, I watched my leaden shoulders go with different uniforms and drills among the bedclothes through the hills, and sometimes sent my ships and fleets all up and down among the sheets, or brought my trees and houses out and planted cities all about. I was the giant great and still that sits upon the pillow hill and sees before him dale and plain, the pleasant land of Counterpane. Yeah, so my understanding is Robert Louis Stevenson was an ill child. He was sickly a lot, and I think that's how he came to, you know, really get into being a writer and a poet, because he spent a lot of time in bed, I think. The land of Nod, from breakfast on through all the day, at home among my friends I stay, but every night I go abroad, afar into the land of Nod. All by myself I have to go, with none to tell me what to do. All along beside the streams and up the mountainsides of dreams. The strangest things are there for me, both things to eat and things to see, and many frightening sights abroad till morning in the land of Nod. Try as I like to find the way, I never can get back by day, nor can remember plain and clear the curious music that I hear. That's a dream for you. Okay, so there we go with those stories. Next time will be my shadow. Kind of looking forward to that one. Okay. So, let me show you what I got. First of all, I got these envelopes. I was looking for something. I've got an envelope maker, but you know, sometimes you just want them ready-made. So these are their Paper Studio, and their Paper Studio stuff was, I think, 40% off or whatever. And I thought these are just the right size of envelopes to hold my little memory decks cards that I'm making in a swap. And so I got one of my memory decks cards out to slip inside of it to see how it fit. And now this one's glued. When I went to put it in there, the envelope was just like popped open. I mean, and then every one of them that I picked out was popped open. I mean, the glue wasn't sticking. Now these are, so maybe it was just a few of them, and that's good. I went ahead and just fixed them, of course. I just glued the sides back on. But I thought maybe the whole container was that way, and I'm hoping those, I mean, I'm glad that those stuck, so I'm hoping the rest of them are all stuck. Okay, so that was one thing I got. And then, let me get the rest of this stuff out. Okay. So I got a yard of this absolutely gorgeous trim. It was, let me tell you, because I threw the receipt away, but I'm going to grab it real quick so I can tell you if I can find it. Maybe I threw it down too deeply. Here it is. Okay. So it was regular $6.99 a yard, which that's expensive, but I got it for $4.19, which is still expensive for trim, but not for this kind of trim. And this isn't something that I would typically buy, but I just thought this was beautiful, and I'm really wanting to do some work in my art journal, or I want to do some junk journal type stuff. I just love that kind of stuff. And I thought this would be so pretty, like hanging down maybe on the top of a cover, you know, for one of them or something, or inside a page hanging down from the top. I'm sure it's meant for wedding dresses or something like that, but isn't it just gorgeous? I just thought it was so, so pretty. And so, yeah, I just got 1 yard of that. And they put it in a nice little Ziploc bag, which I thought was good, except the gal that put it in there just kind of wadded it up and put it in there. And so I took it out and made it nicer. And then I bought this trim. I thought this was so pretty with the hearts, and they had it in white, or they had it in this more ivory. Yeah, it's ivory color. There's a lot on the spool. 3 yards. It looks like a lot more than that. It was on sale. All the stuff I think was 40% off, all the trims. And then I got this one, and I kind of liked this one in the white, and it's got a more satiny finish to it. I thought that one was pretty. You know, just down the side of a page or the top of a page or whatever. And then I don't know about this one, but it was gorgeous. So I had to get it. Look at all the color and the gold. Oh my goodness, this one was only $3.99, but there's only 2 yards. But you know, you don't use very much of this stuff when you're putting it in a journal or something. Just a little bit here and there, but I thought it was so pretty. Okay, and then the only other thing I got there, well, I told you about the bowls, and then I got, what did I do with them? Oh, no, I did get something else. I got these. So this is Tim Holtz's ideology, and this is the memoir ephemera pack. And here's all the stuff that's in it. And I can't remember if I got this on sale, but I did get this for, like, again, junk journals, art journaling. I liked all the different things. Look at that nest, and there's just fun bits and pieces of stuff. And then I make these beaded, it's an old time sort of craft from years ago, but I make these beaded Indian headdress things. They're to hang on your car mirror. They end up being about this big in size, but you make them with beads and safety pins. And so I think I am low on safety pins. You get 150 in the bags of them at Hobby Lobby, and these are 2-inch safety pins. But yeah, you make them, the beads go on the pins, they all go together, and then anyway, I don't know if you've ever seen them before, but I buy feathers and hang feathers down from the beaded pieces that hang down from the headdress. They turn out kind of cool, and they sell really well in our car parts store. So I don't know how many I've made now the last few years, but they're all sold. They're all gone, and it's one of those things I kind of have to be in the mood to get busy and get some done. And I haven't been in that mood for a while, so I thought, okay, buy the safety pins and just get them out and get some done, because the little rack's hanging there at work and there's not a thing on it. So I need to get some made. Anyway, you guys have a great Easter if you celebrate Easter, and have a wonderful weekend. I am not sure. I'm going to have something for Saturday morning makes tomorrow, so come back and do that. I'm going to be showing at least my ATC cards that I'm getting done for a trade. And who knows, I might have something else to show. All right, so you guys take care, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye. Thanks for being here, you guys, and your sweet comments. Bye.